hello everyone. This is Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans, and here on my channel I share my personal planning and budgeting journeys as I work to get my life together. And so thank you to everyone who continues to come back and support me here with all of your positive feedback, and welcome to anyone who is new and this is the first time showing up here. Glad to have you. Please hit that subscribe button to help support the channel. Today, what I am doing, or what we are doing here, I plan my budget anyway, is in an Erin Condren 8.5 by 11 monthly planner. So I'd have the calendar spread, and then all these pages in between are my budgets and expense trackers, which I'm sure you've seen lots of people do that. I just started in that here in the month of June, so I'm excited about that. I was in a 7 by 9 notebook of Erin Condren's, and I just did not have enough space. I really wanted to get through the year in that, and it wasn't enough room. So that's where we're at. So today, this is going to be a week 1 check-in. So we get paid bi-weekly. We got paid last week. We will get paid again next week. We are halfway through the pay period. And so I was going to go through our expenses so far to check in and see where we are at with all of those things. A couple things that I want to note, or not just, so this section, I'm running this kind of like my bank account. So everything that's coming in, going out, all of it is accounted for here. On this page. So we're going to go through the transactions so far here, and then and this is, so it's new to me in general kind of to do all this in the same book in the last month or so, but I definitely did have an expense tracker. I was not highlighting, but it was just like just transactions for my bank account, a register. This page is entirely new since I moved into this format. Obviously at the beginning of this month, our first payday was here. And so I've already started it because I was trying to figure out a little bit about the layout. So I've got my categories over here kind of as a master key. Some of them I am going to going to get rid of or change a little bit, but this is kind of my just where we're at. And what I'm going to track on this page so that it's not duplicating exactly this, I have said this is my bank account. This is ins and outs and everything. What I'm going to track on here, I did highlight my paydays, but what I'm going to put on here is our actual spending. So that includes from cash envelopes, or at least from mine. I'm not tracking my husband's cash spending because I have no idea what he's spending on, and I don't care and I don't ask. But I do know that, there's some accountability for sure that I could use for myself. So of the cash envelopes that I have, one is beauty, one is just my spending. So I just want to track that. It's for accountability. It is for accountability for me, 100%. So this is just spending. So I have sinking funds highlighted here, but I'm not going to look at any transfers to and from sinking funds. This is only money spent. Money going out to pay things. If that makes sense. I don't know if it's going to make sense for me, but that's how I'm starting it. So let's jump right in here. So I will link to this video the budget setup for the June 2nd paycheck, because that's what we're looking at here. So these two transactions, I wonder if I can zoom you guys in at all for some of this. Okay, so those are our deposits for our paychecks. The money that we give to church every time we get paid, our garbage bill, our XM radio, which he is working on getting it switched. It's in his name, so he has to do it. Is working on getting it switched to our debit card. We don't have our new credit card yet. There was a charge on our old credit card that we used for a lot of things and then pay off that we didn't recognize, and it was a very small charge. It was minuscule, so it was annoying that I had to cancel a credit card that I've had for 10 years because of such a small charge, but I'm waiting on the new one to get mailed to me. That is our daycare bill. That is, these are sinking funds for our car insurance bill and a workout program bill. This is our electric bill. This is money for our current life insurance policy. If it's not highlighted, that means it hasn't come out yet. So this is our cash spending for my husband, myself, groceries, eating out, drinks. This is a deposit from daycare sinking fund. So I have 3 kids in daycare during the summer, but I don't during the school year. So I saved up money during the year to supplement back in from to help cover the difference. So that's money from sinking fund back in to help get to the amount we needed for daycare. This is what I had budgeted for a household purchase, and I actually only budgeted $20 because I was going to get some spices to stock some things for the spices I make homemade. It was like 17 or 18 when I priced it out before I did my budget, but one of those items was out of stock and I had to substitute, so it was a little bit over, but that's what that is. So these 3 amounts were going to be sinking funds, different sinking funds, but there was a math error in my sinking funds, and so I was throwing a bunch of money at my sinking funds with this paycheck to try to rectify that, to get that figured out. So that's that. This is $20 cash sinking fund for kids, which really is kind of more of spending. I mean, it's a sinking fund. Anyway, this is cash for beauty. That's things like my hair, my nails. This is a sinking fund for my husband's haircuts. We had 2 graduation cards that I sent out. This just came out yesterday. This is our Google One subscription for the next year of storage. And starting, I think the last paycheck of this month, I'm gonna start a cash envelope to save up for that yearly expense. But after a 30-day free trial, I did let them take out the year subscription. So this, I talked about this. This is a stipend from second semester of teaching religion at our church coming in, and then I sent it right back out to cover that math error and sinking funds. This was the difference in our REC bill from what it was here from the $300 that I budgeted, also going to that sinking fund math error. This is a household purchase. My husband wanted it's like a charger hub, so it's an outlet thing that's on our kitchen counter, and you can plug a bunch of USBs in it. I think it has 4 different ones, so essentially all of the devices that need to charge on our kitchen counter can all be plugged into this hub instead of having to rotate chargers, is what that was. This is Amazon subscriptions. This hasn't come out yet. I switched it to the debit card, so we'll see, but I'm budgeting 100 for it and it won't be 100. So I am gonna have to fix that, and I just haven't done that yet. So this is our diesel bill to fill my husband's truck. He fills up at the local co-op, and then I get a bill at the end of the month. So we had 2 fills this month, or in the month of May, one real early and one like on the 31st. And I was like, oh, you couldn't have waited one more day. Okay, so I only budget 100 for that. So that's what I paid. And then I pulled $92.90, which is the difference back in from the car gas sinking fund that we have to cover that difference. This is the deposit of dependent care flex, which is pulled out of my husband's account pre-tax, and then we submit a daycare receipt showing that we spent at least that amount in daycare the previous 2 weeks, and it gets reimbursed back into our account. Okay, so then this is kind of on to the spending. These top 4 things here. So I have them highlighted this way, but I put them on the debit card because these were 3 Etsy purchases and an Amazon purchase, but this is my spending money. So I bought a handful of new cash envelopes, maybe not a handful, maybe a handful. I bought some stickers for the monthlies in this budget book, which I'm gonna open here in a little bit at the end of this video. On Amazon, I got a new set, just a binder with plain envelopes, and then I got 2 like personalized vinyls from someone on Etsy to put on some of these envelopes, as I decided I wanted to do some more sinking funds and cash savings and stuff. Anyway, that's my spending. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I take my spending out in cash. This is like $44 and change. So I put 45 of my cash back into the bank account. So like that came out, but the 40, it was for the cash that I didn't used to track, but now I would like to track my spending for my own accountability. So that was covered by this. It didn't actually need to come out of the bank account. This 1326, so essentially we were out of eating out money, because when you have a family of 5 and you go out to a nice restaurant, $60 is pretty much gets you 1 meal. And so we went out to eat Saturday, the day after we got paid. at our favorite restaurant because my daughter's birthday was on Monday. And then when Monday rolled around, nobody wanted to cook. And so we ordered pizza from Casey's. And that's actually pretty cheap for 2 large pizzas for a family of 5. There was a free pizza on my husband's app with rewards and like $1.50 that he also got off of the pizza. So it isn't too bad actually for extra eating out. That's why it's coded that way. That's eating out after the cash that we have budgeted for it. This was a kid expense, which I need to highlight now. That was the cake for my daughter's party, which is coming up this weekend. I ordered it online and then I have to go pick it up this weekend. So I budgeted that. It's just under kids right now. So this is a deposit from my mom. She paid me for eggs that she purchased from us, as well as her half of the garbage bill that we pay. So I don't usually put that in the budget because I never know when she's actually going to pay me for that. But anyway, so that's that check going in. Like I don't plan for it ahead of time. I do put it in the income section afterwards when I go back and close out my budget. This is me putting my spending cash in as we talked about. Okay, so let me try to explain this. For anyone who watched my last video, it'll make a lot more sense. I was still short on money in my sinking funds after I, pulled money from some different places. So the amount that I was short was $45 plus $19.85. I transferred the $19.85 to the sinking fund savings account, which is a high yield savings. So I did that today because I was like, I just need to get it done. It's bugging me to know that I have the right amount in that account. So I sent that transfer today, but I took $45 out in cash because I decided that one of those sinking funds I was going to make into a cash sinking fund. So essentially, I paid it from the checking account paid it to the sinking funds. I just took it out in cash because I'm going to put it in a binder instead. So I have paid all the money that I need to with the sinking funds. And should be all caught up. I'll got to do the math obviously to make sure, but I'm pretty certain that they're all caught up. And then today, I don't budget for this. Sometimes I do it out of my spending money and I just need to put a line item there. But I did go and wash my car this morning, my Suburban. I try to do a car wash once every pay period. It's usually right after I get paid, and then I take the cash and use the cash. But I did use my debit card today, and that's a transportation expense. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to these. So on here, I'm going to code them just because the ones that I don't highlight are all income or inflow, but I'm going to highlight noting that this all went to sinking funds. All right, so that's where we're at with this. As luck would have it, my Suburban did decide to not start in my work parking lot today. It started kind of funny in the garage, and my husband looked at me kind of funny this morning and asked me, what happened, and I just kind of shrugged it off, and then I got to work and it didn't start. So it sounds like a battery issue, but we will know more about that when we jump it and get it home, and my husband has a chance to look at it tonight. So good thing we have a little bit of an emergency fund, right? All right, so now we're gonna head over to the monthly spread. To do some tracking here. I'm just gonna situate the camera a little bit. All right, so I did start putting some of these in here, and I am going to highlight them based on these categories, but this is actually when this money was spent, and this is only like actual expenses. So Google One came out yesterday. That was a bill, or not yesterday, but the 6th. You can still see this. Our electric bill I paid when we got paid. That was the bill. Our daycare bill I paid when we got paid. Okay. Okay, so this is car wash, so that can go there just because I have that out. This is gas. That's the wrong color, Paula. Let's try that again. That's gas. So how I'm gonna do this, because even money that I just had cash envelopes for, I'm gonna take my spending cash envelope highlighter and just highlight that. I know that that was out to eat, but it came out of, I don't like that either. Well, okay, those were two of my purchases out of my spending money. Whoops, and the other two for $641 and $753 are over here. This was the $1748 and the $1353. I might need a different code for this. I'm driving myself a little wonky right here, just overthinking that. So I'm just gonna let that lie for right now. Eating out after cash, that was Casey's Pizza for $13.26. Walmart cake for $26.71 was kids. Pedicure was $42. That came out of my beauty envelope, so that was cash spending. Amazon spices, or spices from Amazon up here for $21.34. That's household. Amazon, that charger thing I was talking about for $26.74, that was there. $150 to church and 2 graduation gifts was $40. So far that has been the spending. That does not include groceries, and that does not include my husband's cash, like allowance spending, because those are envelopes he both keeps. He does the grocery shopping, so he did go grocery shopping on Monday. I could ask for a receipt. I'm guessing he spent pretty close to the $140 per week allotment that we have. He usually keeps it pretty close. We had to get a couple things for the birthday party coming up this weekend. I also have these from Simple Southern Mommy that, okay, so technically this started on the 2nd, so I can't even give myself credit there. So far, I have had 1 no spend day since we started this. I feel like that's probably pretty typical right after payday, that we use the things and then we maybe don't spend much until the next payday. But that is what I have for that right now. So I'm gonna put these back in here, and I'm going to open up LML stickers, planning and budgeting stickers, Happy Mail here. I think, and I'll link her on here because she's here on YouTube as well, LML stickers. That's also, I think that's also her name here on, okay, so like pictures just don't do life justice, you guys. I wasn't gonna show you because some of these, I got stickers for June, July, and August, but look how beautiful that is. The stickers did not, or the pictures did not do that justice. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so that's for July. This is for August. Also, justice was not done in the photo. And this one for June. I got this one actually also for my, just for my regular Erin Condren planner because I redated June and July in it. So I redated June and July in those planners, so, or May and June, I mean, because the planner was it was from launch, and so it was supposed to start in July, so I redated them using sticker kits. Otherwise, I haven't used sticker kits in that other than that. I've got some washi thrown in because turns out I can't just put nothing in. I'm gonna have to remake the daycare notes that I had there. But otherwise, I just kind of wanted to get that header down. I might throw some whiteout or something up there on that. Maybe not, honestly, because, but yeah, so while I stick these down, I will chat with you guys. I just thought my budget planner doesn't go very far with me. It sits on my cabinet and I use it for boring things like paying bills, but honestly I love budgeting. And until I found this community here, it's so interesting because people would be like, ugh, paying bills, ugh, it's awful. And I'm like, I would be so excited to get bills in the mail because, not because I like having bills, but because I wanted to have my bills and to pay my bills so I knew what money I had left. So budgeting for me has always been kind of, I don't want to say kind of, well, like it is fun because I like to do it, but like I like to pay my bills. I like my bills to be paid, and I like knowing, like, I like them being off my plate. I don't like the unknown of not knowing, you know, the variable ones, what they are, or whatever the situation is. Like, I want to know what my bills are, and I want to have them in front of me, and I want to pay them. So I was never a person that was like, oh no, like, don't want to go get the mail. It always has bills in it. I'm like, great, that means I can set out my budget and pay them. And oftentimes people are like, you okay, Paula? Are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But I enjoy the, you know, after you have a budget set up, for me, it's always, okay, I know what money, and now I'm being a lot more intentional with what I'm doing with the money that's left after bills are paid and giving it a job. But I always like to know, okay, so is there money in my budget to eat out this week? Is there money to whatever or not, right? And I don't know that until I know what my bills are and make my budget and get stuff paid. So yeah, I enjoy doing that because then it allows me the freedom to do some of those other things. But so that is how I'm setting up June. This is how this is going so far. So I'm excited to keep doing this and see if I like this way of tracking and how this is going. I'm going to add here, because I did cross out this note. I'm just gonna add that back in there. That's like my daycare schedule for the month. And this is still what my budget page looks like. Probably looks, actually I think I have added a few things back in, but otherwise it looks about like what it looked like before. And this is where I'm at with my expense tracker. So I look forward to you guys coming back, bringing this back to next week so you can see my budget close out. Until then, have a great day. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have suggestions, whatever, please leave them down in the comment box below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.